Hello, everyone, and welcome. Oh, it's so good to see you, to look around. Welcome to the Magdalena Experience program. My name is Mary Seiss, and I serve as the program director for Saima's Magdalena Healing Program. You know, for the past few years, we've offered this program in preparation for the launching of the Magdalena program each year. And we launched that program in March. And I'll speak to you a little bit. Well, someone's saying they can't hear. Is there trouble with sound? Can other people? Can you hear? Give me thumbs up, guys.
Yeah, the sound is
Okay.
good.
Okay. All right. So somebody, it must be your computer. Okay. Thank you. All right. So for the past three years, we've offered this program, and I really love it because for some of you, this is maybe just your first taste of the Magdalena energies and this experience of these frequencies and the power of these energies it can have in your life. And so I love, especially when a group of Magdalenas are here and we share that energy with you. So I'm just loving that you're with us and that we have that opportunity. And for some of you may not even know about who Saima is. So how we will explain that in this program too. But I just really invite you to be fully here and be with us and enjoy our time together. For an overview of what we'll do today is we're going to begin with a short connecting meditation. And then I'll explain with you a little bit more about Mary Magdalena and about Saima. And we'll watch a short video where Ma will speak to you about the energies and some things about Mary Magdalena so you can learn more. And then a few of our students later in the program are going to share a little bit about how the Magdalena energies have impacted their life and how what it's like as you welcome and you bring Mary Magdalena into your world and into your life. And then we'll have some conversation and we'll close with an audio of Saima speaking to us about these energies and what's really distinct about them that I think you'll find fascinating. So that's our program. So together, let's take a breath together. I invite you to have your back straight, your chin down just a little bit. And to open yourself like a house opens its windows and doors, to open yourself to the energies of Mary Magdalena, these frequencies of Magdalena, which are available for you right in this moment together. And I invite all the initiated Magdalenas that are here to activate this Magdalena grid that's been created. To pour the energies of Mary Magdalena into the vortex that's here today for everyone. And I invite each one of you to open your eyes and gaze into the eyes of Mary Magdalena that are on the screen. And as you gaze, I invite you to soften your eyes. And allow Mary, welcome Mary, to gaze into your eyes. Using your breath, allow yourself to be open to whatever you're receiving. I invite you to bring to mind anything, any concern, any worry, any fear that you have that you'd like help with. You may want to feel it in your body, any contracted energy, tightness, and offer it to Mary for healing. As we learn more about the life of Mary Magdalena, what we have become aware of is what a powerful, energetic healer Mary Magdalena is. That as you call on her and these frequencies, you bring this into your world. And then with another deep breath, breathing deeply for the body. I invite you to welcome and invite Mary to place this white egg, a symbol of light, a symbol of new birth. Welcome it into your heart. Activating within your heart the energy of compassion. Saima has shared with us that compassion is the antidote for judgment. And so beginning with compassion for yourself, compassion for your limitations, compassion for your so-called mistakes, compassion. As you extend this compassion for yourself, it becomes easier to have compassion for others. So breathe the energy of compassion into your field. And with another breath, I invite you to bring this light, this energy, these frequencies down throughout your physical form, all the way down to the core of Mata Gaia, of Mother Earth. And as you come to the core of Mother Earth, I invite you to find your own unique footprints that are there in this crystalline core. And very consciously, purposefully, I invite you to step into them. Saying to Mother Earth, I remembered, I came, I'm here to serve. And feel beneath your feet the pulsation of Mother Earth. So grateful that you have said yes and you're here, you're remembering. And this pulsation of light will come up from the core of Mata Gaia, of Mother Earth, an amber color light. And I invite you to bring it up through the soles of your feet and let it mix and merge with the light that's in your heart. Expanding from your heart out to the planet. As together we created a vortex of powerful love and light together. Supported, loved, bringing your awareness back to your heart. See as this light bridges heaven and earth, the higher realms through the crown of your chakra, your head, down to the core of Mother Earth. And you remember, see yourself as this beam of light, bringing heaven and bridging heaven to earth. Heaven to earth. And then with another deep, deep breath, your awareness, your eyes opening now and looking out, again, gazing into the eyes of Mary Magdalena. Smiling, smiling at each other, smiling at your remembering. And with another deep breath, we turn to our discussion. So welcome. Just allow yourself to be here with me, with all of us together. And let me tell you a little bit about Saima. Having some troubles with our muting, I think. Somebody get that right? Perfect. All right. So for those of you who may be new with us, Her Holiness Saima is an enlightened spiritual master, a master energy worker, and global humanitarian. One of my favorite things to share with you about Saima is that in 2007, Saima was named what's called a Jagat Guru in the Swami Vishnu lineage in India. Now, the word guru means someone who brings you from darkness to light. And we know in India, there's many, many gurus. But a Jagat Guru is like the guru's guru. The title actually means master of the universe. And Saima was honored with this title. And what I love about it is that Saima was the first woman in 2,700 years of this lineage to ever receive the title. And if you know anything about India or the male-female balance over there, this was amazing. It would, I'm Catholic. So for me, it would be like if the Catholics made her the Pope. Okay. It would be just like, this is like this groundbreaking event, this groundbreaking honor, and shows us Saima's status, her spiritual status isn't the right word, her spiritual mastery would be the right word, and being recognized for that. So I just love, that's just one of my favorite things to say about her. I met Saima right after 9/11 in 2001. It was a time I was really like full of a zillion questions. Why this, why that? And just really at a point in my life where everything I thought I knew was crumbling. But I've served in many capacities. And now, as I explained to you earlier, I serve as the director of this program. So to begin with, what I'd like to do is play for you, or what we will do is play for you a video of Saima speaking about this program that was originally developed in 2007. So Michael, can you put the video on?
This is another thing that you get from Magdalena is courage. How many of you know what is the meaning of courage? I don't know. So imagine Magdalena having a fantastic life, quite elevated financially, socially. Her father being a very well-known tradesman, money, clothing, silk, colors. She has everything. To be able to walk the path with Master, she has had to take the courage for a quantum leap. And this quantum leap, what is courage in that sense? Is what you're going to do is scary. You don't know where you're going to land, and you still do it. That's courage. And Mary Magdalena has that. The courage to do anything, to move into anything when it's in alignment with her and with her purpose. The moment you're in alignment, it's the whole vortex of Magdalena that you're in, not only of today, but you go back in time and the different aspects of Magdalena, such as Mata Kali, Mata Durga, or Isis, or there's so many in all the different civilization. Sekhmet. When you receive the Shakti of Mary Magdalena, this is huge. It's huge. Don't forget that without Mary Magdalena, it would have been extremely difficult for Master to ascend.
Yeah.
She was just like this for him, day and night. And at all level, whether it was for food, whether it was for his retreat, whether it was for his silence, whether it was for their intimacy, whatever it was for, she was the master here. She has never been pleaser or fake or pretending. It's always authentic. Because remember, the Shakti of Mary Magdalene is very, very strong, very strong. It has to do with all the aspect of life, all the different, I would say, level of personalities, all the different level of maturity, initiation. There's everything in Mary Magdalena. I mean, everything, from the little girl to the age of ascension and to existing and not existing, and to move to the, there's a space between two worlds where there is nothing. It's like not even a vacuum. So she represents the fullness of existence. Being in the course of Mary Magdalena, you get to experience a bit of all of it. You are so radiant. You are so beautiful, so beautiful. This is a unique program, very unique.
So I'll share with you a little bit about this program. It began around in the summer of 2016, and we were creating a program, or part of the Healers program, a practitioner program, and the name wasn't clear. Like, what would we call it? What would we call it? And I was in Belgium with Saima. We were doing the Journey of Profound Healing, for those of you who know about that program. And we had an internship program at the same time. And it was right around the time when Pope Francis elevated Mary Magdalena from being a saint and having a Memorial Day to having a feast day. And what does that mean? Well, in the Catholic Church, when you have a feast day, that's reserved for very, very, very high initiates. And it's like the apostles would have that, and the disciples, some of the disciples. So Mary Magdalena was elevated. And I remember this energy, it flooded me. I was, what is this? What is this? And I had to meet with Ma. I was going to be meeting with Ma about the next program we were creating for healers. And I was like, oh my God, what if Saima, being in the lineage of divine mothers, and that being capable of bringing, activating more and more energy, what if that would be the program we could create? And so I met with Ma, and I part of me was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do if she says no. Like, I didn't know what I would do. I thought that my head was going to blow up. But it's kind of funny because, of course, Ma already knew what I was going to say and all that. So Ma agreed. Ma gave me one charge, we could say, to do. She said, get them ready. Get them ready. Because this, as Ma explained to in the video, is a really powerful, powerful energy that we could bring and we could activate within ourselves. And so you had to be ready to receive it. And that's what started the program, the year-long program. And what we do is really get you ready, meaning we clear out what you are not, everything you are not. And it's very powerful, expansive, sometimes quite challenging for those who go through it. And it culminates in an initiation into the frequencies of Mary Magdalena when you're ready, So what I'll do is ask two of the students. Jill will share first. She's actually in the program this year. She hasn't been initiated yet. She's going to share with you like what happens as you bring this energy into your world and what transforms. Jill?
Yes. So a little bit about me. I met Saima in 2006. So I've known Ma for approximately 15 years. And what I'll say, when I heard about the Magdalena program, my first reaction and my continued reaction was, I don't need that. Been there, done that. I'm one of Saima's teachers. I've worked as Saima's assistant. I've done many programs. I was like, I don't need this. I already have it, in other words. And I don't know what happened. A friend of mine was talking to me about it, who's initiated. Her name is Annette. And we were talking and I shared with her my reservations. I said, I've already done that. I'm already a practitioner. And she challenged me. She said, you've never done this program and it's different. So I just decided, okay, I'll give it a chance. And I remember the first day Mary said, what do you have to do to stand in front of Ma? And my first thought was nothing, I'm ready. And then I thought to myself, well, I better think about that question because we're talking about Saima. And what I'll say about the program is it was unexpected for me. I did not expect to dive as deep as I did. And the understanding of divine feminine, I had no understanding. I had a very little understanding of what it means to be divine feminine. Even though I am a fearless, strong woman, I have no fear. Courage comes easily to me. I didn't understand that is not divine feminine. And it's really hard to explain. But what I would say is unexpected is the word that comes to me. I would equate it to cleaning. I'm cleaning out the refrigerator and I take out a drawer and underneath everything is this muck that I had no idea was there. And I never would have known was there if I didn't pull out the drawer and look. And to me, that's the program. The program is there for me to dive in as deep as I want to go and to look into every nook and cranny and get rid of the muck so that I shine and I'm able to stand and receive the initiation, or I hope to stand and receive the initiation from Saima. And my absolute favorite part of the Magdalena program is we're like divided into little pods and it's like our Magdalena circle. So there are other students and then we have facilitators. And I've become so close in my Magdalena circle that I now call them my Magdalena sisters. So I have my biological sisters who I'm super close with in my family. And then I have my Magdalena sisters who I feel so close to because we've gone through so much together and we've shared this journey together. So I would invite you to open up to that possibility of a new family, a new soul family, a new Magdalena family, and to really dive in and see what is there that you are unaware of, as I was able to do. So thank you so much. Om JJ Saima.
Om JJ Saima. And for those of you who don't know what Om JJ Saima means, I often equate it to, it's like namaste when you greet someone, but the words mean I honor the divine feminine in you and in me. And what that is about, it's the bringing, now is the time of the balancing of the divine masculine, the divine feminine within ourselves, and creating a coherent energy capable of serving in a balanced way. And I love what Jill said, because Mary Magdalena, courage, like that's her big energy, I would say. And I remember when Ma was beginning the program, one of the things Ma said was one of Mary Magdalene's greatest qualities was tenderness. And I thought, tenderness? Are you kidding me? Like, I don't have that one at all. How am I going to ever do this program? Like, direct this program? Tenderness? Like, I got to get some tenderness here. And so for some people in the program, they needed more courage, more fearlessness. Me, probably, and you, Jill, we needed more of the tenderness. We needed like to balance this. I can do anything. I am woman, hear me roar thing, and balance it. And so the energy has its own intelligence. And each one of us receives, and what comes up is maybe our fear of being tender, our fear of being softer, and then we have to transmute that so that when initiation time comes, capable of being more in balance with the masculine and the feminine. So I love what you're sharing, and I love what you're sharing too about community, because, and why the program structured this way, is everywhere Mary Magdalena went after the resurrection time and the crucifixion time, she went to the south of France, and everywhere she went, she created community, because community is really important. We have that teaching from Jesus, when two or more are gathered in my name, there I am. And the power of two, even though there's only one, it's this uniqueness, this unity, even in our uniqueness. And so that when a group comes together, all with the same, in the name of love, in the name of devotion to each other, in the name of service, it's powerful. So thank you. Rachel, would you like to share?
I would love to share. Thank you, Mary. Hello, everyone. So my name is Rachel Simpson, and I actually was one of that group that went through in the very first year with Mary. And my memory of saying yes to the program was I was sitting in this huge hall of the Global Unity Gathering. This was, pre-pandemic, so many years ago. We were all together, and there was an invitation that they were going to talk about all the programs that were coming up in the coming year. And the invitation was to sit and be with oneself and just see what called, what felt like the thing that was calling. And I remember that this slide came up with this picture of Mary Magdalena holding the egg, this beautiful kind of Eastern icon. I think that's what's called, the Eastern icon of Mary Magdalene. And she looks very fierce in this image in my memory, but I knew there was this jolt within me of this thing that was like, I need to be there. I don't even know what this program is, but I need to be there. And I was like, and if I do no other program this year, I need to do this one. And I didn't even know it was a practitioner program at that point. I just jumped in, and I would say that my soul called, and the miracles just opened up for me to be able to be there, and have continued to do so. So why that's relevant? So I'm a physician. I'm currently training in infectious diseases, and when I, as a subspecialty of internal medicine, when I did the first year program, I was in my third and fourth year of medical school, which, if you've known anyone who's gone through that, it's a point in time where there's you're kind of told where to go. You're doing lots of clinical hours, trying to impress everyone, trying to study for big exams, and there's not a lot of flexibility. And it was one of those things where when I stepped in, it just opened up so that every single weekend that we had a Magdalena weekend was one of the few weekends that I had the full weekend off. And it was just an absolute miracle. And stepping into it, the energies of Magdalena have and continue to transform my life and my state of being. I was one of those people, I think I needed both the tenderness and the courage, a little bit, because I can be fierce, but I think fierce and courageous are not always the same thing. And the tenderness, I remember how much I needed that in my soul at that moment. And it's a place where I still continue to grow, the space of care and tenderness in myself. And at this point, I don't have a regular table practice. So I don't have clients who come to my house or come to an office and have lay on a table. that I offer sessions to. And what I do is I bring this frequency in my daily life and my work with patients. And it's the kind of thing, what's amazing about it is I don't like, it's not a thing that I have to tell anyone. It's not that I'm doing something special or different. There's no magic wand. It's who I'm being with people every day. And what I've noticed with this is, I can feel the frequencies when they show up in different ways. And this space of compassion, this space of love is so needed. As a physician, I'm with people at some of the most vulnerable moments of their life. And that is a huge gift to be able to be there as a Magdalena. And it's the kind of thing where sometimes it's literally just, as I am, one of the things we do is we train to activate our Magdalena hands so that my hands are activated with the frequencies of Mary Magdalena. When I examine people on a regular basis, I touch is part of that. I listen to their heart, I listen to their lungs, I'm checking their joints. And I consciously step into doing that with these hands of tenderness, with these hands of love, of honoring the divinity in this person in front of me. And it doesn't change what it looks like from the outside, but it's a way in which I engage with them as a healer and from a space that's more than just the mechanics of my job. And I think that where I've seen this and I felt it be most powerful is, I'm with a lot of people at the end of their life. And it's one of those things that, I personally, my experience is that at those moments, touch and the quality of the touch is so important. And the quality of the way of being is so important for that person, for the family, and it's the kind of thing of like, if I were dying, I would want someone to be with me in that space of courage and tenderness and to hold me in that space. And that's what being a Magdalena is like in my everyday life. Being with people in that way. It's like I get to be with them as that in whatever moment they're in. And sometimes it also means that I am, fierce and able to step into places that are courageous as well. There's moments for that. I can tell you, one of the things we do in the training process is I run a lot of what are called codes in the US, which basically it means someone's heart is stopped and we're trying to get it restarted. And if you've ever been in an emergency like that, you may have experienced that depending on who is in charge of the room, it can be a space of absolute chaos, disorder, like drama. And if that's the case, everyone feels horrible and they walk out of it. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter if you felt like it was a success or a failure, or if it was doomed from the start. If it's an absolute chaotic mess, no one is going to feel like they did the right thing. And that difference in that, I step into that space and I call on Mary Magdalene. I step into that space of that invitation in myself. And it's like I step into this place of absolute power, and courage and also straightforwardness. It's like I am the pillar of light in the way that like I am the anchor of that whole room and of everything that's going on. And I'm able to say, fix this, we need to change this. And I'm able to bring people into the conversation. Do we have other ideas? And it's the kind of thing where I've had people come up and thank me afterwards, who've been involved with that, who've said, that thank you for doing that. Thank you for handling the room that way, because it makes a really, really big difference. And that's the energy of Mary Magdalena. And I think that one of the things that one of the aspects of the program that makes this so accessible is that in our everyday practice, we invite in Mary Magdalene. We invite in her frequencies into every part of our being. And like, I still do that every single day, multiple times a day to this day. And it's like, that's how I know that I can trust it and I can step into that power. I can step into that tenderness. I can step into that frequency of Mary Magdalene, no matter what. And it's phenomenal. So yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, it's really who you become in this program. It's the program is designed. It's not easy, okay? But it's designed that you become a Magdalena. You become a pillar of light. And we all know in this chaotic time where so much is going on, and somebody can walk in a room or walk into your situation at work. We have people who are lawyers or accountants. It doesn't matter. You just walk in and your presence, it makes a difference. It just makes a difference. Those of you who have teenagers at home, we should have some people on with teenagers, how you show up now as a Magdalena with your hands, your words soften and balance, your eyes can put out the Magdalena frequencies. So it's just, when we first started it, when you jumped in, Rachel, we didn't really know what we were, or I didn't know what we were doing. I was just like creating it, and they all jumped in with me. And but it's so I thought it was just going to be a table practice for people, but it really turned into such a much more, so much more, so that we have people who have a table practice. We can do the sessions remotely also. We have people who use it in all walks of life. You know, I'm a therapist, so with my clients, speaking with them, looking at them, it changes everything. And the balance, your capacity to hold light and to emanate love and light, just it's just expands, expands, expand. Again, as you clean yourself out in this committed way with your community, to be able to hold more and more. So thank you, Rachel. Beautiful. All right. So how about we just put up a quick slide program and program overview for you for a minute. So it's a year-long program. It'll begin March. This group will start in March of 2022 and we'll go to 2023. There's an application process. So we review your application. We determine if you're ready. We have interviews with many of you, especially if you're new to our programs. It's 3 weekend modules. One's in March, one's in June, and one's in September. Now we used to have them on site, and we'll probably, COVID notwithstanding, we'll go back to that and maybe in 2023. But we do know for 2022, it'll be remote, or we may do a hybrid thing toward a little bit later when we see what's happening. But definitely you'll be able to participate remotely this year. You have monthly group calls, at least 2, one with your Magdalena circle, as Rachel spoke or Jill spoke about. And you have one where the community all comes together. It might be a webinar, it might be a satsang, which means you're asking question and answer with the program teachers. You have a daily sadhana. Sadhana is like a spiritual practice, and some inquiry questions throughout the whole year that you're to focus on. So, and it's every day. It's so, we have this requirement. So it's about 20 minutes that it's required. Meditation practice. You'll have a specific meditation practice to follow. And then again, in December of 2022, there'll be an initiation. It will be by Saima personally, directly. It could be remotely if there's pandemic restrictions, or it would be by someone that Saima designates is capable of doing that. So that's the plan for that. And then you have 3 months of a practicum. So you don't end till March of 2023. We have a 3 months after the initiation where we help you stabilize the energies and offer sessions toward certification. We have a certification. It's a total certification program. Some people don't go to certification. They join the Magdalena Healing Society. They don't necessarily have a table practice. So I don't want you to think that's the only way you can do it. So it's really up to you. Next slide, Michael. And just some bonuses we have for you. If you register before December 31st, there's a $300 discount on the program. The program is $3,500. That's the price for the year. But as I said, there'll be a $300 discount by December 31st. And if you apply by Wednesday, the 24th, you will receive a gifted Magdalena session remotely, or you can have access to a Communication for Powerful Impact program. So those are the bonuses we have. If you take action right away, you're in and you want to be part of it. And so now I'd just like to take a moment, and I can tell you about this program, that it's a calling. you'll be called here, just as Rachel explained. There's something within you that gets stirred. And many of you may not know, but 2000 years ago, when Mary and Master walked, they were planting seeds for this time. The feminine, the divine feminine went underground, dormant. But there are writings and there are teachings that say that 2000 years later, which is now, the divine feminine would rise again. And we see that all over the world with the divine feminine, with the feminine rising. But it's not to go rising above. It's this equal, this unity, this oneness, the end of the duality. And that's what this time is about. Many of us who were around back then, 2000 years ago, feel within you a stirring, a calling, like, I came back to do this. I know I'm supposed to be here. And for some of you, it's not all of you, maybe, I don't know. But if it's for you, you will feel something that's calling you here. And so I really just invite you, and the program is really about inviting you to be open to that. And Michael, could you put the globe picture up? I love this picture here. Because sometimes we look at the world and we think, oh my God, how is it ever going to get straightened out? And the good news is not everybody has to wake up. Not all your relatives, not your neighbors, not everybody. Because you see, it just takes those of us who said we would wake up, who said we would be pillars of light on this planet. If you think of like an acupuncture needle holding in the grid of Mother Earth, in the ley lines of Mother Earth, the meridians of Mother Earth, as Mother Earth moves into her ascension, that's what this time is about. And so those of us who said we would play a part, we play a role, you will feel a stirring in you, a matching, and something will call you here. And so I just invite you to be open to that. And if that's for you, we invite you to apply. Some of you, it might not be this year, and that's okay too. You can, next year we'll do it again. But if you're called, we invite you to apply and have a conversation with us. Because what we're up to on this planet right now is big. And everyone is needed who said they would play and support and be part of this. And so now I invite you to just close your eyes, allow yourself to get comfortable. And we're going to play this next part that this part that we'll play for you is a recording. You know, many people ask us, well, what's the difference? I'm Reiki trained. I'm this, I have this training. I have this energetic mastery. Well, what is it about these Magdalena frequencies? And so I asked Ma the question, Ma, can you speak to us? What is it about that? How could we distinguish? What is it? And so Ma created this recording for you. And I invite you you can lay down, you can get comfortable in your chair, whatever works for you. And we'll play the recording. And when the recording is complete, we will be in silence and the program is complete. So I thank you very much for spending this time with us, for being part of this experience and welcoming the energies into your world. And I warmly welcome you to join the program for 2022. Allow yourself to be in a comfortable position, eyes closed, and welcome Her Holiness Saima speaking about Mary Magdalena.
Welcome. Welcome to your feminine divine. Welcome to your masculine divine. I would like to share some very unique energy coming from Magdala Maria. Mary Magdalena is among the great goddess and priestess of the ancient time. It was not her first incarnation on planet Earth. Her power, her oneness consciousness, her transcendental state, her unbounded awareness of being, her presence, her pure existence, her immaculate devotion, her unique quality of surrender into that identity-less, which took her to serve Master in that celestial state. All the equilibrium energy, the balance energy, the integrity energy of Maria is the knowledge and teachings of Master. What is in that mastery? The beauty of the energy coming from Magdala is the law of nature in coherence with one's humanness, one's souls, one higher self, the realization of one. In the creative intelligence of the Master as the masculine divine. So when you receive an energy from Maria Magdalena, what you get, you are receiving both energies of masculine and feminine completely balanced from the energy of humanness to soul to higher self, not only in consciousness all the way to source, in matter, physically. The initiation, the healing power cannot be compared to anything else. Diksha comes directly from source. Reiki comes from a different dimension, lower to the earth, closer to the earth, I should say. And the beauty of what the Diksha of Jesus and the energy you receive from his beloved is that oneness from human to source. In that you have a supreme awareness, a human awareness, a supreme awareness, an enlightened awareness, and an awakening state, and then an ascension of consciousness. Glorious. Ascension of consciousness, which all of you who work with me these years, you've been in that expanded state regularly. Then ascension of matter, the work with the DNA, the communication with the cellular structure, the memory of the cells into a different height, where cosmic energy is with the material, meaning material inclusive in all, meaning oneness, togetherness, realization, where there's no separation at all. And you get energy from this unbounded state directly from all the initiation, all the healing work, all the diksha of her directly, where she's in complete oneness with her divine feminine and her divine masculine through her corpus callosum, which is completely filled with light. So I invite you to welcome her energy within yourself. You are not separate from her. She's inside of you, whether you're a gent or a lady. It's within you. There's only one. In that higher state of consciousness, in that celestial expanded state, I welcome you in the heart, in the consciousness, in the healing power, in the love, in that unbounded devotion, in that pure life and manifested pure existence, in its transcendent state of the session of Mary Magdalena. And the energy is so round, full, complete, together with the sacred geometry of the uniqueness of the knowledge of Master into a disciple, his devotee, his beloved, for all of you. If I will have to draw a physical drawing for you, it will be a square and then a circle around the square and a circle inside the square. They all touching each other as a trinity. It's magnificent. This quality of full heart where there is both chambers of the heart dissolve into one heart. Quite magnificent. Where the membrane of duality has been transmuted and dissolved. So in that realization of one, that singularity, I wish you to enjoy your oneness with all that is. It's all inside of you. The fractal is within you. Enjoy. Blessings in the oneness consciousness, oneness state. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Adonai Savayoth. Shabbat Shalom.